Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel Drishti IAS English. My name is Pragya. In today's significant episode of Environment Primer, we are going to discuss yet another important animal project. The title of our today's discussion is the Hangul Conservation Project. So basically, Hangul is a variety of red deer, and it is very culturally and ecologically significant for the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. But sadly, this beautiful animal known as the Hangul is often is on the verge of extinction. So in this discussion, we are firstly going to study about the Hangul. Then we are also going to discuss the project Hangul, and then we are going to discuss some of the important questions from the perspective of your prelims examinations. So if I talk about the background of our today's topic, as I have mentioned that yes, the jewel of the Kashmir known as the Hangul is almost endangered in nature. It is almost on the verge of extinction. So just imagine, there were 5,000 Hanguls in the beginning of the 20th century. But the numbers dwindled to 150 in 1970. So just imagine that yes, there was a sharp decline in its population. So this brings us to the important point of discussion of our today's session, that is the Kashmir's red stag, also popularly known as the Hangul. So the Kashmir red stag, also known as the Hangul, is a subspecies of Central Asian red deer native to India. So previously we thought that we had the species of Europe, but then we conducted the DNA testing of mitochondria present in the species in India, and then we realized that no, this is not the European species, this is the Indian species, okay, and this species is endemic to the state of Jammu and Kashmir, erstwhile state. Now, as we all know, the Jammu Kashmir has been designated as a union territory. So basically, this is endemic to the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Specifically, it is found in the dense riverine forests of the Kashmir Valley in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, and has been named the state animal of the Jammu and Kashmir. But you can see that previously it was found in the Chamal region of Himachal Pradesh as well, but now its population has decreased so much that it is just confined to the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, and its scientific name is Cervus hanglu. Moving forward, although Hangul is limited to the Dachigam Wildlife Sanctuary, which is the natural habitat for the Hanguls, okay, near Srinagar, but a small population has also been witnessed in the Overa Aru Wildlife Sanctuary in South Kashmir. And this species of red deer was discovered by Alfred Wagner in 1844. And what is so peculiar about this species, that it follows a matriarchal society. And it often lives in groups. And this species is not only significant ecologically, but also culturally for the people of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. So the Kashmir stag is the state animal of Jammu and Kashmir, as I have mentioned, and is the only surviving species of red deer in India. And that is why we need to pay so more attention to the protection and conservation of this species. Moving forward, as you can see, this is the famous red deer that is found in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, and the natural habitat is the Dachigam National Park. So basically it is the subspecies of elk. Subspecies of elk, and it is mainly found in the northern part of India. Moving forward, let us examine the threats which are there to the species of Hangul, which almost forced this species on the verge of extinction. So basically the first threat is habitat destruction and fragmentation. So whenever we are discussing any significant animal project, we see that yes, this threat is common to all the animals in India, that due to the interference of humans, there is a constant habitat fragmentation and depletion of the habitat. Expanding human settlements, agricultural activities, and infrastructural development have disrupted their natural surroundings immensely. So, because of the presence of the cement industries, in and around the Dachigam Wildlife Sanctuary, it also poses a threat to them that their habitat might be lost forever. Then there is an issue of overgrazing. Why? Because of the nomadic people. What do? Take their livestock into the Dachigam Wildlife Sanctuary, and their livestock grazes in the Dachigam Wildlife Sanctuary. So this basically leaves almost no food for the Hanguls. Okay, so basically Hanguls are herbivores. And they graze on plants and shrubs. So if there is no food left for them, they will have to migrate to different areas in search of food. So overgrazing is also a huge threat to the population of Hanguls. Moving forward, illegal wildlife trade driven by poaching. Poaching is the single largest, biggest threat to this species. So much so that as of now also we are not able to stop this wildlife crime known as poaching. Exacerbates the Hangul's plight. The allure of the Kashmiri stag's distinctive antlers and its rarity make animal a prime tiger for poachers. Okay. Mass tourism, another important threat. Because of the tourism also, they are facing a huge number of threat, because it often brings unintended consequences. So the influx of visitors disturbs Hangul habitats, disrupts their feeding and breeding patterns, and increases human wildlife conflicts. So you will see that during the breeding season, the permission in the wildlife sanctuary of humans is stopped. Permission is stopped for the visitors, and this is the reason why the permission is not given, because they pose a threat to the populations of the Hanguls. And last and the most significant threat to the population of the Hanguls is their skewed sex ratio. So there is a large number of discrepancy between the male and the females, the fawns and the females. Okay, so because of this also the population is decreasing. Moving forward, let us discuss about the Project Hangul. So basically I was explaining to you, and I'm explaining to you that yes, their population was much more at the starting of the 20th century, but it saw a sharp decline at the onset of 1970, and we had just 150 of them left. And this prompted the government of the Union Territory, at that point of time it was a state, and this prompted the government of the state of Jammu and Kashmir to launch a significant and separate conservation project for saving the Hanguls in the state. So basically, Project Hangul, initiated in 1970 by the Kashmir government, was aided by the WWF, or the World Wildlife Fund. It was aimed at the conservation and protection of the Hangul, also known as the Kashmir red stag or the Kashmir red deer. Okay. It was launched in response to the declining population of Hanguls. So these were the major points. And if you talk about the success of the project, it was a very partial success. Okay. Why? Because of the presence of the cement industry around the Dachigam Wildlife Sanctuary. We did not even have the local people involved. Okay. So that was a huge setback to the Project Hangul, that the local community was not involved, and that is why it was just a partial success. It was not a full success. Moving forward, later the project was rechristened as Save Kashmir's Red Deer Hangul in 2009. Conservation breeding centers under the species recovery program. Conservation breeding centers are opened at Sikargarh, Tral, Pulwama district and Kangan. And if you ask me about the protection status, okay, of the Hangul, it is listed as on the IUCN red list of species as critically endangered. Sites, Appendix 1, CMS, Appendix 1, and the Wildlife Protection Act. Wildlife Protection Act, Schedule 1. So we can conclude that a lot has been done, but a lot remains to be done to save our natural biodiversity, to save the natural flora and fauna of the region. So Project Hangul, as I have stated, that it was just a partial success. It was not a complete success because the non-involvement of the local community, the human-wildlife conflict, and definitely the loss of the habitat of the Dachigam Wildlife Sanctuary to the Hanguls. With this, we come to a conclusion of our today's discussion. We have discussed about the Kashmiri red deer, also known as the Hangul. We have also seen the Project Hangul, and we have realized that yes, we need to speed up our efforts if we want to save our natural flora and fauna. Now let us discuss the previous practice question which I asked you in my previous discussion. So the question is, consider the following fauna of India. And this is a PYQ that has been asked in the year 2013. So option 1 was Gharial, option 2 was leatherback turtle, and option 3 is swamp deer. So which of the above are endangered? Your options are, option A is 1 and 2 only, option B is 3 only, option C is 1, 2 and 3, and option D is none of the above. So your correct answer will be option A, 1 and 2 only. Now let us discuss the practice question from our today's session. So the question is, consider the following statements about Project Hangul. Your statement number 1 is, the Kashmir stag, also known as Hangul, is a subspecies of Central Asian red deer native to southern India. In Kashmir, it is found in the Dachigam National Park. Then, which of these statements are correct? Your options are, option A is 1 only, option B is 2 only, option C is both of them, and option D is neither of the above. So, a correct answer will be option 2 only. They are native to the northern India and not to the southern India. Moving forward, the question is, which national park is famous for Hangul? Your options are, option A is Dachigam National Park, option B is Eagle Nest Wildlife Sanctuary, option C is Kibul Lemjao National Park, and option D is Bandhavgarh National Park. So as you have read in our today's session that yes, the correct answer is going to be Dachigam National Park. Moving to forward to discuss the last question of our today's discussion. So the question is, with reference to Hangul, consider the following statements. Your statement number 1 is, the population of Hangul species has increased by 10%. Your statement number 2 is, it is categorized as critically endangered in the IUCN Red List of Species. Your statement number 3 is, it is a species of peony, a type of flowering plant commonly found in the Himalayan region. So which of these statements given above are correct? Your options are, option A is 1 only, option B is 1 and 2 only, option C is 2 and 3 only, and option D is 1, 2 and 3. And this answer will be given by you to me in the comment box below, and I'll reveal the correct answer in my next session. I hope this session was insightful for you. If you have any feedback regarding this session, you can drop it in the comment box below. If you liked today's discussion and found it to be helpful, kindly like the video and subscribe to our channel for more such interesting updates. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.